I believe Calder wrote it in his recent article and said, and because I talked to him about it, I said, bringing you guys into realization was pretty simple because it was going to happen anyway. I'm just telling you how it's going to happen and reassuring you that it is. Pretty simple. You came into this lifetime with such a conviction for embodied realization that it had to happen. I know the dates. And it's kind of funny when I look out at you and you're, oh, am I ever going to make it? Now the date pops up and I'm like, yeah. And so for $100, I'll tell you, I'm not that cheap. 1,000. No. So, no, it's your surprise and discovery. So anyway, where we have just, Caldra flew off somewhere. Get back here, Caldra. Keep channeling. So that was the easy part, the realization. You're all going to have it. Hopefully you'll have it sooner than later. Hopefully you don't do the Tobias thing, wait till 3 days before you die and then have it. And then, I got 3 days on the planet of being enlightened. Let's just do it now. But that was the easy part. All I had to do was a little distraction, a few jokes, and some cussing once in a while. And then it just happens. You slide into it. But you guys made it really tough. You said, but wait, not just enlightenment in this lifetime, we're going to stay here. I'm like, oh, what? What? So I have things to do. I got to go fishing in my imaginary pond. And then you insisted. You said, no, we want to stay here. By the way, embodied realization is not my term, it's yours. I'm like, why don't you take dead realization? Easier, you're like, no, embodied realization. Your term. So I had to go back to the Ascended Masters Club and back into my drawing room, I would call it my energy design room. And it's like, they want to stay. I ran around and consulted a few of the other Ascended Masters, and they're all like, hey, I left 20 minutes after my enlightenment. Great, thanks. Somebody else said, well, I left at about 30 days. I paid off my bills and told my family where to go, and I left. And said, this isn't helping much. Finally, I went to Kuthumi, and I said, Kuthumi, you stayed for a while. He said, yeah. What'd you do? I said, well, I got up out of my hospital bed, and I just started walking. This isn't going to help a lot, because these days, this is modern. This is a different time, Kuthumi. These days, you can't just get up and start walking. You got to have a credit card, right, Merch? You got to have a credit card and a passport. You start walking, you hit the border, they're going to tear gas you and beat you on the head. It's just, it's Donald, but you're not going to get very far. And then they're going to lock you up in a jail, and you're going to end up like Tobias, died in prison, and then had his realization, died in prison. So I said, no, guys, none of you have it. You just, damn, the Schomburg group, what a challenge. They say they want to stay. Oh, it suddenly occurred to me. Actually occurred to me about 500 years ago, but I like playing the game that it suddenly occurred. Oh, this is it. They have got to understand energy. If they're going to stay, they need to understand how energy works, because otherwise they're going to be so lost. Otherwise they're going to be poor, they're going to be broke, their bodies are going to fall apart on them. We got to go for energy. So I sat down at my huge desk and started working on energy designs, playing around with them. Started working on the curriculum for when we would get to this point. It's all about energy, but not in the old bullshit way of defining energy, not in the woo-woo way of energy. That's where I designed my Adamus physics. And I recently got a Nobel Peace Prize for my Adamus physics. I gave it to myself. It was an illusion, but damn was that good. No, I actually venture to say, and Calder doesn't want to say this, but I'm going to. I venture to say that what we're discovering about the physics of energy is eventually going to make its way into mainstream. You know, a lot of stuff we talked about 10 years ago showing up in TV ads, and they're not paying us for it, damn it. It's showing up, other people are teaching kind of diluted versions of it. But anyway, what we're doing now with energy is eventually going to find its way into science, and somebody's going to get a Nobel Peace Prize or science or whatever it is that they get based on what we're doing right here, because it is revolutionary. Let's take a deep breath for that. And I've been talking about this lately in some of the what you call workshops, our gatherings. Actually, they're incubators. I don't know why you guys call it workshops. What we're doing is when we gather in a small group, whether it's 30 or 80 or whatever, we are incubating, birthing, and then opening up whole new concepts.
Great, new name for our events. I love it.
Well, I don't know if anybody'd sign up for an incubator. Yeah. But no, this is what we're doing is we're germinating. Would you want to sign up for a germination? No, probably not. No.
As long as it's not artificial.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we bring ideas, concepts, consciousness that Schomburg is ready for. We bring them in there. We also do it in Kihak, and then eventually bring it to here. We've been talking lately a lot about energy. Energy has got to be your friend going forward in your embodied enlightenment. It's got to be your friend. So start doing it now. I'll go into detail on this later, but energy is your friend. And the reality is that I'm having a conversation with Caldra. He lost. I'm going to say something here that I cannot fully explain right now, but we will come to it. I talked about it in one recent gathering at Villa Amio. We went into detail, but the fact is that everything you perceive, without any exceptions, other than maybe half of one, is all yours. You look out under the stars at night, you are just perceiving yourself. That's it. You look at the food that you're going to eat later, you're not perceiving anything outside of you. That is all you. All you. And I'll get into more of this later, but it's not the purpose of being here today. Energy is your friend because it's all yours. Everything you perceive, a car driving by, that is not outside of you and it's not somebody else. It is your perception. That's it.